letter Q. Qu. You will learn to print the uppercase Q and the lowercase q. Qu, qu. What does this mean? Do you know what this means? This means quiet. Qu, quiet. Quiet begins with the sound qu. Now, we are going to talk about the letter Q. And just keep in mind that Q is very best friends with the letter U. So most words in the English language that begin with Q will be followed by the letter U. So when I print the letter Q, I'm going to print the letter U next to it. And when we say this sound, we're going to say qu, qu, like in quiet, or like in quarter. This is a quarter. Okay, so let's get ready, practice printing the letter Q. Get your pencils ready or your magic printing fingers. We're going to start with the big Q or the capital Q. So big Q is a round quarter, to spend. And add a line when you're at the end. So it's pretty much like the letter O, except you just add this little tiny line at the end. Q makes qu, but it always goes together with a U. So I'm going to print a U right next to the Q. Okay, so this makes the sound qu. Now let's move on to our lowercase q. This is our capital Q. We can pretend that this is a queen. This is a fancy queen, and the fancy queen has a little pearl that she likes to wear. Give Q's hair a special curl. So the lowercase q kind of curls up just a little bit, just like that, okay? Sometimes you might see it without this. I've seen Q printed without this line, and sometimes you might see it going straight up, or just a little bit of a curl like that. Okay, and now I'm going to print the U next to the Q. Letter U, because Q and U are best friends, and you will always find them together. So I have a circle map over here. Okay, and in the center of my circle map, I have a capital Q and a small q. And then around the circle, I have things that begin with the letter Q. One of the first things I want to show you is this. This is called a quilt. Can you say quilt? Now I'm going to show you a real quilt. So a quilt is made up of different material that's sewn together from different types of fabric. So here is my quilt. Now let's write the word quilt. Q-U-I-L-T says quilt. Next, over here, the king is married to a queen. Let's write the word queen. Q-U-E-E-N. Queen. Can you say queen? This is a bunny rabbit, and he is running so fast. What's another way to say running really fast? He's running really, he's very, very quick. Q-U-I-C-K. Can you say quick? And over here we have a punctuation mark. Do you know what this punctuation mark is called? It starts with qu. It is a question mark. So let's write the words question mark. Question. Q-U-E-S-T-I-O-N. This says question, and then I'm going to write mark. Question mark. Over here, this is a duck, and he says, what do ducks say? They say quack, quack, quack. Let's write the word quack. Q-U-A-C-K. Quack. lastly, there's a little boy, and he's going like this, just like what I was doing at the beginning of the video. And he's going, shh, be very, very quiet. Let's spell the word quiet. Q-U-I-E-T. Okay, wonderful. So let's say these words. Say them after me, please. Ready? Queen, queen. Quick, quick. Question mark, question mark. Quack, quack. Quiet, quiet. And one more time. Quilt, quilt. And here is the quilt. And here is a quarter. Now, just so you know, the letter Q, you don't see it very often in your reading. So when you're reading and looking at words and speaking, you're not going to be using the letter Q very often. But it's still one of the letters of the alphabet, so it's still important that you know this letter. Okay, before we go, let's practice it in the air one more time. We're going to do the Q and the U and say the sound that it makes. Awesome. I will see you next time. You did a great job. Bye-bye.